Everything is flowing. Your idea feels sharp. You press run, and suddenly everything freezes. A red message appears. A line number. A complaint. An error. It feels like failure, but it isn't. Python is not punishing you. Python is communicating with you. It is saying, I want to run your idea, but something is unclear. Errors are not walls. They are signals. They are moments where Python pauses and asks for clarity. When you learn to listen to them, your code becomes stronger, your thinking becomes sharper, and your confidence grows. An error is not chaos, is structure, is Python's way of saying, I cannot follow this instruction. Not because your idea is wrong, but because the instruction does not match the rules of a language. Errors are conversations, a dialogue between your intention and Python's interpretation. You think in meaning. Python thinks in rules. When those two worlds collide, an error appears, and that moment is where learning happens. Errors invite you to slow down, to examine your assumptions, to refine your logic, to think more clearly. Every error is a message, a clue, a breadcrumb on the path to mastery. Before Python can run your code, it must first read your code. If the structure is broken, if the grammar is incomplete, if the shape of the code is not valid, Python raises a syntax error. Imagine this line: print, open parenthesis, open quote, hello, close quote, and then the line ends without a closing parenthesis. Python stops and says, I cannot read this sentence. A syntax error is not dramatic, is simply a reminder that programming is a language, and languages have rules. Indentation, colons, quotation marks, parentheses. These are not decorations. They are the architecture of meaning. Fix the structure, and the story continues. A name error happens when you ask Python for something that has no identity. Imagine saying, print message, but message was never created. Python responds honestly, I want to help, but I do not know this name. Computers do not guess. They do not assume. They do not fill in missing pieces. A name error teaches clarity. It teaches you to define your ideas before you use them. It teaches discipline. It teaches precision. It teaches the importance of naming things well. Some operations simply do not make sense. Imagine saying, hello plus 5, a greeting, plus a number. Two different worlds. Two incompatible ideas. Python raises a type error, not to block you, but to protect you. Every object in Python has a nature, a purpose, a set of rules. A string behaves like language. A number behaves like quantity. Type errors remind you to respect the nature of your data, to understand what each object represents, to use operations that make sense. Sometimes the type is correct, but the meaning is not. Imagine trying to convert the word hello into a number. The input is a string. That part is fine, but the content cannot be interpreted as a number. Python raises a value error. This teaches nuance. It teaches that correctness is not only about structure, it is also about meaning. Value errors remind you to validate your inputs, to check assumptions, to ensure that the data matches your expectations. Lists have boundaries, a beginning, an end. Imagine a list with 3 items, and then imagine reaching for item number 6. Python raises an index error, is saying, there is nothing here. You have stepped outside the sequence. Index errors teach you to respect limits, to check before you reach, to understand the shape of your data. They are not warnings of danger. They are reminders of reality. Dictionaries are maps, maps built from keys. If you search for a key, that does not exist. Python raises a key error. It is not a failure. It is a reminder. Your map does not contain this path. Key errors teach you to verify your assumptions, to check before you search, to design your data structures with intention. Python does not only raise errors, it lets you catch them, handle them, respond to them. Imagine dividing 10 by 0. Python stops. It raises an error. But inside a try block, you can catch that moment and choose what happens next. This is not avoidance. It is resilience. Exceptions turn errors into design decisions, into control, into flexibility. They teach you to anticipate the unexpected, to build programs that survive uncertainty, to write code that adapts to real life. Errors are not obstacles. They are feedback. They are signposts. They are Python's way of teaching you How to think more clearly. Every error message is a clue, a hint, a lesson. If you listen to them, your code becomes stronger, your logic becomes sharper, your understanding becomes deeper. Errors are not the end of the program. They are the beginning of mastery. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter of this digital adventure.